Welcome back to the Wonky Carrot Homestead. My name is Paul and it is great to have you here. So we are midsummer, believe it or not. You wouldn't know that in the last couple of days we have had 35 to 40 degree Celsius heat, and we were actually at extreme fire danger yesterday with a fire burning within 20 kilometers of our house, a major bushfire. The weather has changed overnight. It's now much cooler and it's been raining a little bit today and the gardens are feeling like they are starting to recover from our massive heat wave event. So, being midsummer as it is time to give you a quick tour of the garden to show you some of the things that have worked really well, some of the things that have worked okay, and some of the things that didn't work at all. So let's get on with it. We will go the first bed, which is of course the one that we always stop at first on these garden tours. And it's the one right here behind me. So I'm just gonna lean down here like this. So this is the one here. And well, this bed's an interesting one. We had in our, when was it? Let me think. In winter, we had some brassicas in this bed. We had cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower, and a couple of other things in here. They did really well. The soil was great. We got lots of water in there. But then towards the end of winter, I started to notice that the soil wasn't allowing water to penetrate. So it would sit on the surface and run off. So I have added quite a bit of compost in there to help free up the soil and allow water to penetrate. It still needs a little bit of work, but we have got some things in here and they are growing really well. You might remember a few months ago we planted some zucchini, or what do we call them? Zucchini, or is it aubergine? No, that's the wrong one. Courgette, zucchini or courgette in this bed, and there's the the golden star, and they're coming along really well. They're sort of close to almost being ready to harvest, some of them. What else do we have in here? We also had the capsicum. Yeah, we've got some capsicums in here. Peppers if you like, and also some chilies, so real peppers in here. They're sort of still trucking along, doing their thing. They are waiting for the heat of late January into early February, and then they'll get going and we'll get some decent harvest on those. We did actually get a green capsicum just the other day. We harvested that. It was ready to go. It's been sitting there for a little while, so that was great to actually get something good off that plant. There's not a whole lot else to show you in this bed, except that there is a cabbage, a red cabbage, still existing from the end of our last rotation of plants in here, which, I don't know, it's kind of looking all right. It's not too bad. We'll let it run, and if it turns into a proper cabbage, well, great. If it turns into chicken food, well, it turns into chicken food. It's all good. So I'll show you that. So you can see it's starting to get these weird outer leaves on them, but the inner section is starting to create a normal cabbage head. So we'll just see what happens with it, I guess. Alrighty, next bed along is the bed that I said we're going to do the Three Sisters trial. Now that got a lot of attention, a lot of comments and feedback, and everybody wants to know how it went. Well, I have a season spoiler for you. It didn't go so well. The weather changed, the heat came, and we were away for a couple of days. The corn died. The beans are starting to sprout now, and some of the sunflowers, but everything else that I put in there seems to have not survived, but I will show you that. Also in this bed we do have some apples. We don't have apples in here. We have some potatoes in here. So they're starting to put their tops on. Of course, there's been a wallaby in here, surprise, surprise, and the wallaby has nibbled the tops off the potato plants over the last couple of days. It's gonna get a stomachache. What else can I say? It'll learn eventually. Now over here, this is our corn. It's coming along nicely. We have a cage over it so nothing eats it. In here we have our Jerusalem artichokes. They're not looking too good at the moment. Probably the heat has taken the tops off those. And there's some more Jerusalem artichokes over there. This bed over here, you might be wondering, this is actually going to be our garlic bed this year, but we've just got some beans in the end here just to have something in the ground. As you can see, our blueberries in these little planters over here, these ones, yeah, wildlife. We will win eventually, but for now we haven't quite mastered that art. This side we have our shallots, so French shallots and banana shallots, I think they're called. And at the back we have Egyptian walking onions and some leeks. So various degrees of success here. This is the same sort of soil that I was talking about in the other crop, in the other bed. And the soil, like I said, it just doesn't hold, or it repels moisture, which is a little bit annoying. It was really good to start with. It was the bulk product that we got from the soil supplier. So it was really good to start with, and then it's just started to go really not so good. So bulking it out with some compost and organic matter, and hopefully that will remedy the problem, and we will be able to start planting back in there like we do all of our other beds and get some pretty good growth. Some of you that have been here long enough might be wondering, well, what about the hazelnuts? Still nothing. So we're almost at a full year, 12-month cycle of having this property and these hazelnuts. No evidence of hazelnuttage. Can't for the life of us figure out where the hazelnuts are supposed to be. Don't know, I guess we'll just keep waiting. They're all right plants, but if we can, get some hazelnuts from them, that'd be kind of great too. Oh well. Our elderflower is elderflowering. Not the best elderflower I've ever seen, but anyway, it does the job. Over here, you're going to have to check out a recent reel, or a short rather, about this particular feature in the garden, and it's the grapevine. No spoilers here, but go and look up that video and see what I'm pretty excited about with that. Okay, next stop in the garden is this bed behind me, which you've seen me plant out and harvest from. It had the carrots and it had the beetroot in here. It's currently just got more compost in it, sitting and holding just for a couple more days until, well actually, I will probably put some seeds in there later today because it's going to rain these next couple of days. You can already see the rains hitting the lens of the camera. So that will help the carrots germinate and the beetroots germinate. And then hopefully we'll get a decent crop of those. I probably should clean that camera lens now. Here we are in what used to be the section of our garden that had the garlic crop. Now, go back and check out our garlic video, our harvesting of the garlic video, if you want to know all about our garlic. It wasn't a great season here. It wasn't a great season in our region. A lot of people had trouble with garlic. Just is what it is. Sometimes that happens. But this is now our tomato bed, and our tomatoes are growing really, really well. We've got a heap of different varieties in here, all of which we have grown from seed. So we're pretty chuffed about that because well, we grew them ourselves from seed. So I'll show you all of those. Okay, in here we have our tomatoes and a whole bunch of different varieties. San Marzano, I think there's some Romas in here, Tommy Toes probably, and they need to get staked up. There's also some basil. I've just gone past some basil in here that I've planted just to help it out a bit. And you can see these tomatoes are doing exceptionally well in this spot. We're keeping them covered and they are loving it. We've also got some cucumbers at the end there and some other thing that I can't remember what it is, also enjoying itself. So this has turned out to be quite a good little bed for these vegetables, which I like. And just a bit further on, we still have the remnants of our onions down here. These are just regular brown onions, and I think these ones here were a special type called Pompeii onions. So they're all doing their thing. And our asparagus, we're just letting that run until it more or less gets to the end of its season, and then we will chop it down and it'll be good to go. And now, last, but absolutely by no means least, we have a new garden bed that I don't think we've shared with you yet. However, in here we have sunflowers, we have watermelon, we have some tomatoes, we have some pumpkins, squash, whatever you want to call them. We also have some zucchini or courgettes. What else? I put some radishes in here and some beetroot, which didn't go so well, but that was just really to hold the soil until we got everything else going. So this bed has just gone off. It is more or less full sun here. It's really close to the water tank, which is good for it because it means that it gets water quite a lot more than most other things. So we also have some basil and some beans in here as well. So this is a pretty good bed. I'm pleased with how it's coming along. We've got some zucchinis almost about ready to bolt. You know how they go, well not bolt, but really put on growth. So you know how zucchinis, you can turn your back and you know, it's more or less grown one in 30 seconds or overnight. These are at that stage now. So I'd say in the next week or so, we're going to come into quite a lot of zucchini, which is good because that means that Phoebe can make some zucchini brownies, hint hint, or some zucchini relish, those types of things. So looking forward to that. And one other little thing that I've been working on today is creating a new bed next to the one that's going so well. I figure it's going so well. Phoebe mentioned the other day that we should put another bed next to it. We can't because there is a drain out of the kitchen sink that goes into a pit just next to us, but we can build one next to it in the opposite direction. So I will show you all about that as well. Here we are. And here you can see some zucchinis coming on, some more in here, little ones, tiny little ones. So that's exciting. These are our watermelons just in here, these variegated leaf ones, and some basil, beans, and sunflowers at the back over there. And our, I think they're butternut pumpkins, some of you might call them butternut squash over the back there. Those ones. I can't quite recall now. But they're in there. And going really, really well. And then, this is our new bed. It needs a bit more soil, but it's the usual process of mulch, cardboard, straw, compost, and soil. And build it up. So add a bit more soil, I think, over the coming days. I'll let it sit for just a little while, just to settle down, and then add some more soil on top, and then ready to plant probably next weekend. This is a really cool bed. I like this one because it's made more or less from scrap timber that we had lying around the place. That side edge actually there, that one, was on the bonfire pile. So I've recovered that. So yes, we have an extra bit of planting space, which is cool. In here, this is where we keep our brassicas that we don't want demolished by bugs. You can see the covered net. And our cabbages, I think these are sugarloaf cabbages, are doing really well as our kale, which is nice. Well, you might be wondering, because you've been around here a fair bit, how the snake deterrent pennyroyal is going. Well, where I'm standing, which is very close to the back door of our house, I've lost track of how many snakes I've seen here. And that snake deterrent plant, 2 of them are in pots at my feet. So probably safe to say, doesn't work. A lot of you were doubtful in the comments. You might have a new subscriber to that doubtful train. There you go. Oh well, can only try these things. So Phoebe has taken a particular interest in dahlias, or dahlias, how you pronounce them, and she's got quite a few planted actually at the moment. So she ordered some tubers and was trying to grow from some from seed. The ones from seed didn't work because again we were away and the hot weather hit and they're all dead. But we have a couple that are really good. So there's one over that way, which is a yellow color, not, it's nice, but not terribly interesting. But this one here, I want to show you, it is beautiful. It is an absolutely stunning flower. Just look at that. Isn't that just absolutely stunning? Good job, Phoebe. Might be wondering what these are here. They are kiwi fruit, a male and a female, and of course when we planted them in the ground we didn't put a cover over them to start with, and the wildlife got them. And the last thing to show you all is our beehive. This is of course new this season, and yeah, we've got some honey from it. It's going quite well, we hope. Had those hot days, so we will just need to check on them to make sure they are doing their thing. It's cool now, so I think they're just a little bit inactive. But yeah. So there you have it, folks. That is our mid-winter garden, our mid-summer garden update. It feels like midwinter today. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the tour. I hope we've inspired you to get out into your own garden and do some growing for yourself. Remember, always hit that like and subscribe button, or those buttons, and feel free to leave a comment or a question down below. We love to see all of the thoughts, good advice, and any questions that you might have. And well, we hope to see you next time. Bye for now.